Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. My name is Marco and I'm here to help you master your money and preserve your wealth by not getting scammed by a bunch of meme coins, altcoins, and ultimately coins. Let's call these things for what they are. So obviously over the past year or so, we've seen a number of people starting to invest in, invest, that's a funny word, degenerative gamble into all these different shit coins out there. And to me, it's kind of funny. So in this video, we're going to talk about why people get into this. We're going to talk about why it's younger people primarily. We're going to talk about some of the pros and the cons to investing in these types of meme coins and how you actually should dedicate a very small portion of your portfolio to this quote-unquote investing, which we all know is ultimately gambling. So the reason I started this or created this video is because if you guys followed the Squid game token, this token went up thousands of %, and here's an actual live stream from a Twitch streamer.
So the market cap is $2.168 trillion. And now the market... Oh! Oh! It went to zero!
So it literally goes zero in this video. If you look at that red candle, it literally plummets to zero, which I'll show you some context right here so you can see the actual prices. So this happened this morning at the time of the recording. It went from $38 all the way to $2,800, 5 minutes later to zero in the span of essentially 4 hours and 5 minutes. So if you take a look at the chart, this is an actual chart of what the Squid game to US dollar chart looks like. And if you guys remember, all these different coins remind me of like the ICOs in 2017 and 2018. Which all ultimately went to zero. Basically, 9 out of 10 failed. If you guys remember BitConnect, Carlos from BitConnect, this was essentially a huge Ponzi. I'll let him do his little dance here.
Whoa, what's up?
So that was essentially a huge Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme, literally by textbook definition. You give them a certain amount of Bitcoin, they promise to give you back higher returns at a predetermined date, which we all know is BS and stinks like Bernie Madoff. So the ultimate question is, why do people invest in these things in the first place? So here's my overarching theory. So let's take Shiba Inu, for example. You have huge YouTubers talking about this with huge audiences. And I like Bia Heza, for example. He talks about how these are literally, they're almost literally guaranteed to just, pump and dump. But, there are some people talking about how, I became a Shiba millionaire and all that stuff. And it basically boils down to this. It's get rich quick and it's pure speculation. So if you look at the change year to date, that is a 92.6 million % return at the time of this recording, okay? So people are doing it because I feel like younger generations, which I'll get to later in this video, they feel like they're really getting duped and they don't have the same opportunities that like baby boomers or, the silent generation, for example, had. I feel like, my age, I'm in the middle of a millennial and I see my friends that are either like, older Gen Z, younger millennials, or my age. They're basically just degenerate gamblers at this point because they want to get rich quick because they feel like in the monetary system that we're living in right now, where basically our wages are getting inflated away and our work and time and effort is getting inflated away by money printing, they got to hit the casino and they want to make it big. And they're forgoing the slow and steady way to investing, which is kind of what I teach on this channel. So my ultimate theory is that you should have at least a few % of your portfolio in purely speculative bets like this. But it ultimately boils down to people kind of getting duped, which is what I wanted to talk about in this next tweet. So this is the CEO of Swan Bitcoin, if you don't know Corey Clipston. Basically, he's saying people hate hearing that they've been scammed way more than being a scammer. You know if you're scamming or not, so an accusation carries no new information. If someone tells you you're getting scammed, it's a hit to the ego, and the usual response is highly emotional defense, which couldn't be further from the truth. No one wants to be made a fool of, no one wants to be made a sucker of, and everyone feels like they're a genius when all these things are exploding. When these charts literally look like hockey sticks going up and to the right, everyone feels like they're smart, but when the rug gets pulled, they want to justify their actions and say, no, I wasn't scammed. This was a good investment. Just X, Y, and Z happened. Why? So in my opinion, I believe we're creating a generation of degenerate gamblers. So I tweeted this on February 4th, 2021. We're creating a generation of degenerate gamblers, and 9 months later, yup, still true. So that's kind of tongue-in-cheek. But if you look at altcoins, this is pretty much my thought on most altcoins. So if altcoins were human, they would be the island boys.
Island boy, and I've been trying to make. Oh, I'm an island boy. I'm a just island boy.
If you don't know these two winners right here. And the reason for that is because 9 out of 10 altcoins, I'd say 99 out of 100 altcoins, they're destined to fail. They don't have any utility. They're basically just pump and dump scams in order to enrich the CEOs and the people creating them, okay? It's no different than a venture capitalist in Silicon Valley who looks at, 1,000 different deals to invest in maybe just a handful of them, and the winners outperform all of the losers in their portfolio, and that's how they ultimately make their, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000% ROI in some cases if you invested in, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, in their infancy. So if we continue, this is one of the things that I'm talking about when I talk about degenerate gambling. So this was a post on Reddit the other day. This person says, I'm 30 years old. I lost 90% of my net worth, which is $400,000 in crypto. How do I still financial independence retire early? So first and foremost, you guys, big difference between Bitcoin and crypto. Bitcoin is a crypto. Crypto is not Bitcoin. So just remember those two. Those are not the same. So long story short, I got into highly risky 10x leverage day trading. For the last 2 months, I was spending 15 hours a day trading with crypto and got liquidated 11x over 3 years. I had my money bounce up and down like a roller coaster between 0 and 400K over 3 years. Worse than that, I considered suicide, lost weight, lost my passion for my hobbies, eating, sleeping, etc. The depression/stress I had combined with all the money I had really made me reach rock bottom in life. So this is not to poke fun of this person's situation, but when you're spending 15 hours a day and there's 24 hours in a day day trading and not exercising, eating, sleeping, working out, the exact thing that I talked about in my last video talking about health, time, and relationships, then you are doing life wrong. You're dangling the carrot in front of yourself, and inevitably you're going to burn out for no reason. So I feel like a lot of people in this generation, and this is why I'm bringing this up, feel like they don't have their fair share of household wealth. So if you look at this chart right here, this basically breaks down the different generations, people that are older than 75 in 2020, which is the silent generation. You have baby boomers who are 56 to 74 years old in 2020. You have Gen X who is 40 to 55 in 2020. And then you have the millennials who are 24 to 39 in 2020. And you can see here, this little pink line right here is their share of household wealth. So obviously anyone with common sense will say, hey, Marco, baby boomers, silent generation, these people have more wealth than millennials because they're older. They've had time to accumulate more wealth. Obviously, that's the case. But if you look at it from a nominal standpoint, if you look at wages and you look at going to work and the value you bring and the 40 plus hours per week that you work to bring value into the marketplace for your employer, people feel like they're running on these hamster wheels because it really is the case. So if you look at excuse me. So if you look at your share of household wealth by age, you can see that it's almost declining if you're under 40 years old. So what was the point of making this video? The point of making this video was telling you that yes, you should dedicate a portion of your portfolio to 100% speculative things like meme coins, altcoins, coins, speculative stocks even, but that should be in the single digits, okay? I'm talking like 5% or less. Those returns may outpace your entire portfolio, but there's a high correlation to risk, and most of the time, 99 out of 100 of those investments are going to fail. So my point is to kind of bring everything back down to earth. I was investing in AMC, I was investing in GameStop, I was investing in Nokia, all these things that are, terrible companies in the long term, but all it takes is a little bit of market psychology to pump these things up and potentially a short squeeze, which we saw. So treat these altcoins no differently, treat the coins no differently. But at the end of the day, guys, you need to have a plan and a portfolio and assign certain percentages to your different asset classes to always keep yourself in check so you don't FOMO into these speculative plays. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please share it. Please give it a like. And at the end of the day, keep these coins to a very small percentage of your portfolio. Thank you.
I'm just an island girl.
I'm just an island girl trying to find an island boy. I'm just an island girl.
Look at the lip.